Hi everybody, welcome. I'm art teacher Amy and I welcome you from the Plainview Old Bethpage Library to another one of my programs. I'm glad you could join me. So today we're going to be doing a lesson on Japanese manga, or you might know it as anime. And maybe you've watched some of the shows on TV, like Yu-Gi-Oh, or maybe you've read some of the books. So some of the series are interesting. They have a lot of books that you can check out at your library. Some of them have like up to 100 books that you can read in order. Okay, so a little bit more about anime and manga. So like I was saying, you can get some books from the library. I have this book called Digital Manga, and there's just a couple pages I want to show you in here. This one's quite interesting, and I have some of my pages marked here. This one has all kinds of hairstyles that you could do. So if you love anime, you like to do a lot of drawing, I recommend, if you're allowed to, look at YouTube. There's how to draw anime videos on there. One particular artist I like is named Mark Criley, and he has a bunch of videos on how to draw anime. Maybe you've heard of him. And then, so this page shows all their different hairstyles. This has, obviously they have very colorful hair, and it's pointy, right? So we've got pink hair, green hair, red, blonde, purple, and so this is just an interesting page I thought I'd show you. And then over here on this side, this is about making different facial hair, well, like different faces. You can do the front view, the angled view, which is also called a 3/4. Oh, actually, this is the 3/4 view, and this is an angled view. So, and then here's some other just up close different hairstyles. If you're drawing a guy today, I'm going to give you some suggestions on hair, eyes, but if you get a chance, the other thing you could do is Google and go to Google Images, boy anime character or girl anime character, and you'll find a lot of different images on there. I got this one on there, this one, this girl, this boy. So there's definitely enough to choose from online if you want to keep practicing. So today I will show you how to actually draw a face step by step. So this is, I'd say, more of a beginner lesson, but if you love to draw anime, you can totally follow me and then, add your own hair, make the eyes you want, and I'll tell you some supplies we could use, whatever you have at home. And then let me see if there's anything, in fact, actually, so if you're more into Japanese anime beasts, this one is interesting. This book has some dragons that you could, like different animals you could do. And of course there's also like the little baby ones called chibi. I believe that's how you pronounce that. So yeah, let's get started. So first I have a little quiz for you that I like to do. And so this is just learning about anime again. If you're more of a beginner, this is let me do it this way. So yeah, this is definitely step-by-step lesson, so you can take it at your own pace. You can, like I said, add your own details, or if you're new to this, then you'll be able to draw an anime character today and have a nice finished character when you're done. So question number one, and you might have heard me already give this question away, but I tried not to. So this type of art, animation, is it from China or Japan? So maybe those of you that know it pretty well, it is from Japan. And the anime, we have like two words here for it. So the manga is actually the actual comic book characters. So if you've read the books, that's manga. Anime is the animation. So that is the TV shows that you've probably watched. So these faces, okay, take a look at all these faces here. When it comes to anime, I just tend to call it anime, even though it's manga. The faces do they have small or big eyes? They have very big eyes. What about their noses? Small or big noses? And when it comes to their noses, they're very small. They're usually just little angles that we're gonna draw. And what about their mouth? Small or big mouth? Oh, and I need a line there. So their mouths, like for example with this one, in general, they tend to be very small. So we have these big eyes. We have this tiny little line for the nose, and usually a really small line for the mouth. Now, unless the character is yelling or maybe has their mouth open to speak, then that would be, you know, a bigger mouth. But normally I'm going to circle small because in general they're just little lines on their face. Okay, these characters have what kind of hair? Is it pointy, big, colorful, or all of the above? So I did actually point that out in the book, and other than the girls that kind of have more flowing hair, the guys and some of the girls, well actually like my girl here, they do tend to have pointy hair. So there's, so it's pointy, it's big, it usually comes up off their head like this one, and it's very colorful. Green hair, purple hair, red hair, blue hair. So it is actually all of the above. All right, so now you know something about anime and manga. One other thing I wanted to show you, just to give you some more ideas here, if you'd like to pause the video, let me show you some eyes you could do. So this is from another book that I had, and it shows different eyes. So we have a lot of different shapes you could do. You could do very rounded eyes. You could do more thin eyes. The boy characters tend to have thinner eyes. But if you'll notice, every single one of them always has a very big black pupil. And then they also usually have at least 2 circles within the eye. So you've got like here, this is 3, 3, 2. So it's up to you how many circles you want to put in. Those are the highlights, obviously. You could get a little more detailed here around your pupil, put some circles in and add some shading. Then of course there's the eyelid and the eyelashes, and again you can get more creative with that. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. My girl here, I'm going to draw her. She has the pupil with 2 small circles, and then I'm going to do her eyelid and just a few eyelashes. But that's one page I want to show you. Here's another one. This is where I got that character. So it started off with, he has this hair, then he has very spiky hair, which I did, and his mouth is open. And then there's another version where he has his hair down and a highlight on top, and the face has stayed the same. So anytime during the video, if you want to pause these and work on any of these characters, after we draw it, if you want to rewind and go back and make your character more specific, you can. So here's a boy character, orange hair, very spiky, yellow highlight. This is another option. We're going to do a little bit of a shirt. So this is like a little Japanese, I forget the name of these shirts, these jackets they wear, but that's a Japanese jacket. Then here's another character. I call it the eyes, brown. We have purple hair with some very little bit of blue in there. Green background, kind of like a running jacket, like Adidas or Nike or something. And then this one, so again, just the face here, really up close. You got some spiky bangs, little nose, mouth, again, some eyes. So right, if any time you want to pause the video, these are just some other characters you could work on. And yeah, so then I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and let me tell you what kind of supplies you could have, and then we will draw this picture step by step over here. If you are doing a boy, I will show you how to just do the face and then how to make different style hair. So today you will need a pencil. You will also need a Sharpie. I like to trace my picture. And Sharpie. As far as paper goes, definitely grab yourself, I prefer some kind of heavyweight drawing paper. So these are the pads I have. This one is Strathmore Mixed Media. You can get a bigger size at Target. I recommend drawing on 9x12 today. This is Canson XL watercolor paper on Amazon for $7. And this is a large sheet of 11x14 Strathmore Bristol board. This, if you love to do anime pictures, you just want to draw a lot of them, this is really nice smooth paper. Great for markers, colored pencils, but not so much watercolors. Okay, so then some of our supplies. If you can pick up the Crayola classic colors and the bright colors, they have both of these at Target for $2.50. Great set just to have around. If you can, if you really love to draw and you'd like to get a better set of markers, I love the Prismacolor markers. These look like this, and they come in a set. You can get 12, you can get 24. Recently, they were on sale on Amazon. They're usually about $3 a marker, which adds up. But I believe the 12 count or the 24 count was on sale instead of about $24 for the 12 count. I think it was like maybe $18 or $20 for 12, which is a really good price if you can get them under $2 each. They're amazing, and they have double ends, so you can do a thin point or fine point or a thick point. Really cool. So if you love to draw, put that on your list for your birthday or maybe a holiday gift. Okay, my other suggestion is the 24 count Crayola colored pencils or the 36 count. This one is just $3 and has a ton of colors, especially for a picture like this where we need a peach or a tan, something for our skin color, like light brown. And then we also have a lot of blues and greens, reds and oranges for our hair. So that is a great set to have, and that's it. So let's see, go ahead and grab your drawing paper, whatever you might be using. So normally, like I said, I'm doing this over here, but normally I would be using my Canson XL watercolor because I love that paper. Okay, so we are going to draw together, and the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to make the face, and then we'll work on eyes, nose, and mouth, and then we'll go on to the hair and the clothing. So the clothing is up to you also. So with this picture, you have a lot of options. So again, I definitely recommend if you have your phone nearby, depending on what you're drawing on right now, whether it's iPad, laptop, if you could look up the Google Images, find your boy character or a girl character, and just even get some ideas for shirts, and that will help. All right, so let me just smooth out my paper here. So we're gonna start with pencil, trace and Sharpie, and then we're gonna color. I'm gonna do colored pencils probably. So, okay, so go ahead and grab your pencil. And if you'd like to, I have a little artist pledge. I like to say, you can listen if you want, since this is for teens. It goes, I'm an artist. I can draw and today I can draw anime. And it's just something fun to say. It also boosts your confidence in drawing. So, all right, so we're gonna start with the curve of the face. So we have our faces, and let me see here. I'm gonna do mine in pencil first, so I know you can't see this yet, but I'm just gonna do a big oval shape here with a pointed chin. So that's another thing with these characters. They have very pointy chins, like this one. And if you feel your head, so go ahead and feel your head, put your pen down for a sec. Feel your head, it's not a circle, it is rounded and it comes to a point at our chin, right? So it's more like an egg shape. So we are going to, we're gonna start with this. So really lightly, I want you to sketch on your paper a very big egg shape. Now that's the thing with kids is they draw, you guys tend to draw really small. So for example, like this girl probably looks pretty large to you, but we want to draw bigger than this. So we're doing a portrait and not the whole body today. So even if you're used to drawing anime, try to do this kind of character. A lot of times you draw little, and I want you to draw really big. I want you to take up the whole space today so that your character is like this. We have their face, big hair, and a shirt, okay? Okay, so then we have, oh, right, so everybody, another thing that you do, and believe me, I know this because I've taught for quite a while, is you put your eyes on your forehead. So I will tell you right now, your eyes are not on your forehead. They are actually halfway down your face. Now, if you have a good art teacher at school, you might have learned the proportions of the face and heard this before. If not, that's great because I'll tell you how this works. So on your head, let me make this darker so you can see it. And I'm just going to curve for the chin right now and the side of the face because I want to leave that so I can erase that later. Okay, so from your head to your chin, your eyes go halfway down. So everybody say, my eyes go halfway down. Okay, your eyes are halfway down your face. So what does that mean? I'm going to go from the top of my head, I'm going to make that dark so you can see it, front to my chin, and now about halfway is here, right? It looks like about half. So really light with your pencil because we're going to erase this. We don't want these lines. These are just guidelines. So you're going to go halfway down, and then between your eyes and your chin, your nose is halfway between these 2 points. So your nose is halfway between your eyes and your chin. So your nose is around here. Again, really light, just, I'll try to make mine a little darker, so I will erase these, but just so maybe you can see it a little better. And your mouth is halfway, so a lot of halves here. We're doing fractions in art, yes. So halfway, eyes halfway between head and top of your head and chin. Then come from your eyes to your chin, and your nose is halfway. And now you can probably guess your mouth is halfway between your nose and your chin. So this is where your mouth will go. So even without you having anything drawn, this actually looks like it's going to be a face, right? Because we know where the eyes, nose, and mouth are. And the nose and mouth, if they were just little lines, look like they could be there. Okay, so what we want to do now is on these lines, we're going to draw eyes, nose, and mouth. Now that's, again, there's so many different styles that it's really up to you. If you want your mouth open, mouth smiling, if you just want a line. I'm going to follow this girl today, and I can show you on a separate piece of paper if you'd like to do this mouth. So on your line for the eyes, and another thing with their faces, their eyes tend to be a tiny bit lower. So our eyes would actually go right on this line. I'm going to put a curve, I'll go right above a little bit. A curve here, and then I'm going to curve down And again, there's a lot of different kinds of eyes. If you are a beginner, you probably want to just start with this. And then watch some of those YouTube videos by Mark Criley. And you'll get better and better, obviously, with the more you practice. Okay, so I'm going to do a curve and 2 curves inside. Again, they're big. So actually, this face is, I think, going to be a tiny bit smaller here. I'm going to do a curve here, and a curve here, and here. Now, don't worry if you don't get the eyes right away. If they're frustrating you, you could leave them blank, and then the thing to do is do nose, mouth, shirt, hair, and when you come back to them, you'll find they just fill right in. Okay, so we have a big circle inside, but I want to do these 2 little circles. So I'm going to do 2 little circles, and then I'm going to have this big oval touch those like that. And then I want to fill this in. And you know what we could do while we're on this eye is, if it's a girl, you can give her, like, if you want to give her 3 eyelashes. And then on this side, let's do circle, circle. So same thing, one over here, one here. And I'm going to do a curve, well, let's do a curve like that. Around. I'm going to fill it in black. Now you can fill that in with pencil, or you can wait until we Sharpie the whole thing. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 curves for the eyelashes. Okay. So, okay, so let's go down. You know what? You don't have to, but I'm going to erase. We could wait till the whole face is done, but I want to just erase that line because it throws me off a little bit. Okay, so the nose is on that other line we made, and I'm just going to do a little simple nose. If you would like to do, I'm just going to do basically a little tiny L. Let me grab a piece of paper. And something to draw on, just so I can show you some of the other versions for the guys. So if you would like to do this nose, let's do a face here. So this nose, again, so halfway down to your eyes. Okay, so this nose is longer, so you're going to start closer to the eyes, and I didn't obviously finish these eyes, but you're just going to make a curve over and down. It's going to be longer than the one we did. Okay. And I'm going to do her mouth. She just has a little smile here. I'll do his while I have this up. So he is yelling. So we're going to start with a slanted line. And you know what? This guy needs some kind of eye here. Let's do the ones we just did. Circle, circle. Okay, just so he has some kind of eye. I feel like he looks weird without any eyes. Okay, so this, for the yelling mouth, you do a slanted line and curve down and up. And then you're going to put a curve for the tongue. That's like the back of the tongue. And then this part is like the shadow inside the mouth. So that would be your, the yelling mouth if you want to do that one. And again, here we could do some, oh, you know what we forgot? They actually have eyebrows. So you could have this kind of eyebrow. Actually, I just realized with his face, because he's yelling and he's mad, your eyebrows would be slanted like this. Okay, so then back to her, we have, So I have, you could just do like a simple curve if you wanted something like this one. So you could do that, just a little curve. I'm gonna do this sort of half smile, so she's got like a slanted line, little curve, and you see her teeth here. Okay, so now they both have necks, so whether you're doing a boy or a girl, I know right now our person does not have hair. I'm gonna wait because we're gonna need to put on like some kind of hair here. So the other thing these characters have is they actually have skinnier necks than we normally do, than we would normally draw. Just another trait of this style. So then you're going to, so boy or girl, you're gonna have shoulders come out. And when it comes to their shoulders, those are actually smaller than usual too. They tend to have these big heads, big eyes, and then like these little, little bodies or little shoulders. They're very skinny. And so now we're just, so your shoulders are really going to be about as big as your hair. Whereas normally if we drew a person like ourselves, our hair comes down and then our shoulders come out. Theirs don't really come out very far. So I'm just gonna make 2 curves down. And now basically this should be the bottom of your paper. Again, I feel like this girl might be a little smaller than that one, so yeah, I'm a little higher up. So this I would probably just trim off. Okay, so depending on the clothes you want, there's so many options. This girl, I have like a little zigzaggy tank top on her shoulders here. And then just like a little curve for the top. And then her arms would be here. For the guys, get another piece of paper because we have actually a lot of different styles here. Okay, so for the men's shirt, so you've got your face again and your neck. So there's a few different shirt styles you could do. We could, if you like to do like a collared shirt, like a button down, all you want to do is make 2 rectangles that are slanted like this. And the girls could have this also. And then again, shoulders. And look, and again, your head is bigger than the body even. And then you'd have like, you could have your guy hair coming out here when we get to that. But that's a shirt option. Let's see, how about, you could do a V-neck, so you could just make the neck and do my shoulders. So then you could just have some kind of V here. And that neck is a little too long. Let me try that again. So you could also have, let's do a V-neck would just be a simple V. You could put like a little extra line on there. And again, these are good for boys. You can draw these on the boys or the girls. Okay, so then I'd say, other than that, I mean, unless you want to get really detailed and put if you're doing a guy, you want to put him in a suit. This is pretty cool. This character over here is wearing a tie, a button-down jacket. I liked the one on the right here with the purple hair. I kind of copied his shirt on this one, making it like that running jacket we were talking about. So with that one, you just want to do 2 rectangles around the neck, curve for the back so it touches, give him his shoulders, and then draw a little zipper and the stripes. Okay, so for girls, this one, like I said, I have a tank top. This girl is wearing, oh, that's another thing you could do, is just something really simple. So this girl's wearing like a shirt, something like mine today, just a curve for the shirt. And then she has a blazer on over that. So that would just be, and I'll move on after this because we want to keep going, but there's just so many options. That's why I was saying if you can pull up the Google images and find a girl or a guy that you like, it really helps. So really, if you're doing a girl, excuse me, really if you want to just do a simple shirt like that, you can. You could even do that for the guy and just have him wear a t-shirt. You can even write a word on the shirt if you want. And then for the girls, I'll get into this, but if you wanted to do like a necklace here, I just do little circles. She could have like just a little choker around the neck. You know, just a few little circles like a necklace going around here. Could do something like this. And just make a little necklace coming down. That's an option. So many options. There's a lot of options with this particular lesson, drawing all these characters. Okay, so then you're gonna come up here and you know what, let's put on the ears, even though the girl, her hair pretty much covers the ears, so you're gonna actually erase them. But if you have the guy character, you're gonna need it in at least one ear, depending on the way his face is facing, his head is facing. So your ears actually start at your eyes. So let me do this. So your ears start at your eyes, and you wouldn't believe this, they actually go down to your mouth. So with these characters, I usually don't do it that far down. Oh, I guess I just did. Not your mouth, your nose, the bottom of your nose. Sorry, everybody. It's your eyes to the bottom of your nose. Mouth would be way too long. So look, for ears, you want to stay really close to your head. And here, let me do just a quick ear sample here. So you have your face. And so your ears, you're just gonna make a really small curve, very close to your head. For some reason, I draw this guy with my other classes, and his eyes are on his forehead. His nose is in the middle of his face, and his ears are sticking out. And then he's got some kind of crazy hair. Okay. And he has his neck and his arms are sticking out of his body, right? I think we've all done something like this before. Okay, more realistic ears, not realistic ears. So everybody, your ears don't stick out from your head. So make them very close to your head. And again, I'll have to actually draw on top of those because I did them in marker, but that's okay. All right, so let's come up here. We're gonna do the hair. So again, there's so many options. You can change your hair, you can make it longer. This one, I have another girl here with really long blue hair. Again, anytime you wanna pause the video and just look at one of those images, you can do that. So let me do the girl hair and I can give you a sample of the guys. So what we're gonna do is, so here's the top of my head, but our hair actually comes up a little bit higher. So I'm going to do a curve over the top. Now this particular girl happens to have some ponytails. So I'm gonna do like 3 circles, curve out, zigzag, curve back. Now it's up to you if you want these or not. You can definitely leave these off. And these look really funny right now while we're, and that one needs to be bigger. So remember, big, 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 big and pointy. That should be like that. So I would erase that. So we have a curve to the top of the head. Then we're gonna come down the side of the face, and we're going to make, so you can keep going. If this is really long hair, just go behind her. I have her hair kind of curving in here with 3 spikes like this. Again, we wouldn't really see this ear now. We'd come up, and I'm gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm making these like spiky bangs. And then here, we're gonna go down, and I'm gonna see if I can match these angles over here for her hair. Okay, so that's how you want to kind of give yourself some kind of hairstyle, and then you don't need that line in the middle of their head anymore. So then let's see, and you know what, I'd probably maybe make these bigger. So this is where it helps to have your pencil, because you can erase and redraw it. And this one, I'd probably, again, curve up higher and curve down. Curve up. And even with this one, I think I'd probably make it higher and then, again, make this a little spikier on the bottom. There we go. So, and then it's up to you if you want those, if you want to leave those off. She could just have hair curving down. If you want to have her hair kind of coming over her shoulders, that's fine. You're just going to want to erase in between the hair where you have her actual clothing. So the guy hair, let's do this again. I'm drawing a lot of faces today, which is actually good. So this might actually help to get you started. When you first start this drawing, this is what you want to start with, is the curve of the head. And again, look at how big it is. I'm taking up a lot of my paper, right? Okay, so we have his clothing. This guy has some kind of V-neck. Okay, so I'm going to leave off the face for now, but to give you the idea, we have his ear. Now, it's up to you if you want to put, I think it would probably make sense to have both ears. And then the hair on this particular character is, make sure you can see this. Okay, so you're going to start around the ear, by the ear, you're going to go up and down. And again, really big and spiky. So up, down, and you start to curve over this way. Now we're going to go this way. And you're going to come across the top of the forehead. And now this goes here. So you're going to have to erase this. And now you've got your eyes. And remember, big, big, big. I'm going to just draw this really quick. And then we had that. Now he's got that yelling mouth. Or I guess this one almost looks like he's just like, hey. Okay. All right, and then if you go back in the video to those different types of eyes, if you want to pause there and find some, I'm just going to kind of change his eyes. But okay, so you get the idea. In fact, as I'm looking at this, I would probably even make this a little bigger behind his ear. Right? So you get it. So you're doing these big, maybe even make these like a little longer. Because you want it to look like it's going around his head, right? Yeah, so play around with that. And then like they usually have these highlights in their top of their head that look something like the zigzag itself. And so this would be a darker color. So like, for example, pick two colors, like a dark blue, light blue, dark green, light green. And so the darker color would be here, the lighter color here. So let me just show you. Let's see. Oh, for example, yeah, this is a good one. The girl with the purplish blue hair. I guess that's kind of a dark blue. So she's got a dark blue in the back. And so we have the lighter purple on top. And then now you can see, if I show you really close, you can see the zigzag right here. The up, down, up, down. So that's the highlight, and that's where you want your lightest color. So I would definitely pick two colors for the hair and decide whether you want it to be a natural color. You could do, you know, like a yellow, a tan, something like that. You could do the light green, dark green. This girl, I would say this is almost like a light red, reddish orange. So you could do some flowing hair and get maybe some more wisps around the face. And then there's just a lot of options of things they could do. You could do ponytails. So, okay, but we got our person. So hopefully you have your boy or girl. Oh, for the girls, if your ears are showing and you wanted to do, I don't know, little studs, you want to do little hoops, that's just one other thing you could add. So put your name small in the corner. So I usually sign it on the left corner. And so now if you did your whole picture in pencil, you want to trace it in Sharpie. So that'll make all your lines pop out, and then you can actually erase all these pencil lines we made. So go ahead if you want to pause the video and go ahead and do that. And in the meantime, I'm going to grab some supplies and we'll do some coloring. Okay, everybody, so I'm back with a bunch of colored pencils that basically I've taken this set and put it in here so I can see all the colors I want. You could do this in markers, like I was saying before, or I'd probably say those are the ones, either colored pencils or markers are probably the best choice for this lesson. This one, so most of my samples up here, other than the ones printed from the internet, this one is, the only difference is I did the person in colored pencils, and then actually the background, this is called chalk pastel, which is really nice because it gives it a soft blend, like a nice soft color behind it, but chances are you probably don't have those. I'll show you what they look like in case you want to pick some up. They're about $4 or $5 a box, and you have to use them super light and then blend them with a paper towel. Let me put this back. So this is one set I have. So again, chalk pastels, sometimes they're called soft pastels, and they look like this. So they actually make a really nice color for your sky. So that's another option. Okay, so this girl, I'm gonna start, I just wanna color the face, and then I'll work on maybe her shirt and some hair and give you some ideas of colors. So for the face, I'm gonna start with a skin color. So if you could do tan, you could do a tan with a light brown, you could do tan with peach. Let's see, so I'm gonna just start with a peach. Now if you're doing a girl character, you could also do a tiny bit of pink on the cheeks for maybe some blush. You could even do maybe a tiny bit of color above the eyes for eyeshadow. And you know what I forgot, everybody? Don't forget. I guess I forgot it on my character here. They have eyebrows. I forgot her eyebrows. There we go. That looks better. Darken her nose a little bit here. So you really can't, from where you are, I don't think you can see the peach that well, but you can see from all the samples that basically you want to do the face. Don't forget the ears and the neck. For some reason, people forget the neck. And if you'd like to put some shadows on the face, you could always do like a little bit. We tend to have some shadows under our hair, a little bit. We also have a little shadow on our neck. Our neck is usually a little darker than, and you can see it on this girl, the shadow on the side of the face. So how to do that would be just take your tan. So I'm just gonna do, so this girl has a lot of skin tone. So I have the top of her, above her shirt, her arms. So let's see. So if you want to do a little bit of shadow without making her look really tired, there would be a little under the eyes. Again, that's just a tan under the eyes. There's usually a little on the side of the face. The one nice thing is if you're putting some shadows on and you're like, oh my gosh, that doesn't look good. My girl looks tired, or she looks like, I just don't like it. Like if you make these lines on the side of the face for a little bit of a shadow, you can actually erase colored pencil, which is a good thing. So I'll just do a little on her neck. It's usually on one side of the neck. And the ears would have a little bit of shadow too, because they're usually like closer to our head and hidden by our hair. Okay, and then don't forget your face colors. It goes all the way up under your bangs. And you don't have to have bangs, actually. You could just have her hair curving down this way. If you don't do bangs, you still want the top of the head, just instead of the spikes, just make two curves here. And it can be more like the hair's curving like that. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the peach. And if it's too light at first, you can go in and darken it. The thing is, just make sure you're going up and down in one direction. Otherwise, it's going to look really scribbly. Okay, so here we have her face. I'm gonna have to darken up her shirt, her skin here. And I need a color for her shirt, a color for her eyes. So let's see, how about, oh, she could have green eyes today. Maybe like a light green. And then I'm thinking for fun, how about some pink hair? Maybe she'll have some green, blue eyes. We could always put some blue in with that. If you wanted to make really small lips here, you could do that and just have some lips that you can give some color to. See, I guess she really doesn't have any lips, but you could definitely do like pink lips if you want. Those are just her teeth. Oh, let's do, you know what, I'll give her a little bit of blush. Which really, if you want, you can start it like under the eyes. So it just looks like she's got a little glow under there. Okay, so I'm going to get, I want like 2 pinks. I'm gonna go with like, about like a hot pink hair color. Let's get a little fun with maybe like some highlights. in the light pink. So I'm gonna do this color. Now this is where if you have markers, you could do this in markers. If you do markers, I would do colored pencil on her face because you need that tan or skin color, tan or peach, which are hard to find in markers. The Prismacolor markers do have a peach color or a tan color. And then, so I'm gonna do her hair. Okay, so the last thing that you might want to do once you have your character colored is it's up to you if you want to do the highlight in the hair. So with this girl, I had the pink hair, and then I decided, let me see what happens if I do a red highlight. So I just went kind of like back and forth, and did this zigzaggy shape in her hair. Let's see if I like that. If not, I'll actually, again, the nice thing about colored pencils is if you don't like it, not sure, I have to see how I like that, stand back. And I'll go a little bit down here, see if they could, I guess you could have some color, maybe some streaks color coming down. So since I already did purple on her shirt, and I put purple in the little ponytail holders, I was thinking something different other than purple. But if you do have this pink, like this magenta, I think that would look nice with purple. Yeah, that's okay. I think I'll leave her highlights, maybe put a few in her up here. And so take your time because the coloring part really does take a while on this one. You know, you want to get it nice and solid. And if you need to, go over it a second time. In fact, what I did with her hair here, with this magenta, is, you know what, if you get a chance, go down the outside of the hair and just make that, like, push hard, and just see if you can get a nice outline, even on the tips of your hair here. So same with the guys. So go down, like, go up and down the hair, and like I did it here on the bangs. You can see maybe that it's a little darker on the edges of the bangs here. It just defines the hair more, and it gives it more of that look. Like we've got shadows, lights and darks on our hair. So again, maybe even up on the top of your hair, this is dark. And then we got our reddish highlight in here. The other thing is try to curve your pencil like you would the actual hair. So if the hair's coming out like this, you want to curve this way, back and forth, right? Or down, if it's going up and down this way, you go like this. Okay, and then, yeah, just make sure your face is filled in pretty well. And I'll just do this one again. Oops, I gotta do his ears, see? It's one thing I tend to forget. I know the kids, you guys tend to forget the ears and the neck. So don't forget ears and neck. Maybe I didn't forget them, I just did them really lightly. And so with this guy, like I was saying, the men tend to have a little bit, like the girls have these really big round eyes, but the guys, like this one, but the guys tend to have a little bit thinner eyes. So you can see the difference here. So if you want to make your eyes just a little bit smaller and not so big and round for the guys, you could do that. And again, for the coloring, I think I got a little blue on there. You just want to go back and forth, fill that in nice and solid, and then when you get to your shirt, you can go like back and forth. You could leave this blank, or you could fill it in like this one. So you can bring it all the way to the bottom. I kind of like it all the way to the bottom, but it's up to you. And yeah, so that's about it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'm art teacher Amy, and I look forward to seeing you at the next art lesson I do. All right, have a great month. Bye.